There are concerns of a COVID outbreak at two Sydney hospitals. Live to Charlotte Mortlock. Charlotte, we know that they are two separate hospitals. One was a pregnant mother who went in for a C-section. The other was a nurse working in the COVID ward.
Yeah, so pretty concerning, Laura, considering how massive these hospitals are. First of all, Liverpool Hospital. Now, that is under a deep clean at the moment. We've also seen dozens of staff from there now in isolation as they await their test results after a patient tested positive. Now, that is the pregnant woman that you were speaking about, Laura. She attended Liverpool Hospital on Tuesday for a caesarean section and then tested positive shortly after. That hospital has now decided to postpone all non-emergency procedures for the time being. Meanwhile, a fully vaccinated nurse who worked in the COVID unit at Westmead Hospital has also tested positive. So that is a concern for that hospital as well, to try and really make sure that there aren't any trains of transmission.
Yeah, that's right. Look, it's been chaotic and confronting for thousands of residents in the southwest of Sydney in particular. We heard an apology yesterday and a promise that it would improve around these testing sites. Has it?
Well, certainly it has. We're not seeing the queues that we did see yesterday. That was pretty shambolic. We actually have now 70 out of 97 of the cases from yesterday have been diagnosed in that southwest Sydney area. So we know that that is a huge concern for contact tracers as they try and get on top of this outbreak. But it's also making a lot of confusion, a lot of angst in the communities across southwest Sydney. A lot of those people are pretty stressed with this new public health order that has been brought in. It means that anyone in the Fairfield area who leaves the region for essential work now has to be tested every 3 days. The government failed to clarify early on that that actually would not be enforced until Saturday, causing queues that stretch for kilometres around the testing sites.
It's a logistical nightmare. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm quite tired. I was in a line for 4.5 hours last night and pulled the pin again. So I'm going to be tested around the corner here from our workplace. Everybody's severely frustrated and just exhausted. It's never been implemented anywhere else in Australia. It's quite ridiculous. The infrastructure wasn't put in place prior to this being set up.
The New South Wales opposition leader Chris Minns says the government is failing to understand the demographic that it's dealing with and the intricate nature that needs to be involved.
This is not a stay or work from home group of people. They work in retail, they work in construction, and they work in transport. I think there has to be an understanding of the circumstances on the ground. It's a very different demographic to the lower North Shore, the northern beaches or the eastern suburbs.
Authorities are trying to reinstate a sense of calm among community members there. We know that not only is there a high visibility police operation, they've also got these massive queues for testing, and there's just a lot of stress within those communities in southwest Sydney. The mayor from the Canterbury Bankstown area is also raising concerns that if they do choose to extend that public health order not only to Fairfield but to other LGAs, that could cause as a threat to his community.
We're really concerned that the numbers, if they're not contained, will spill over. And then the problem becomes, is the government prepared? Do we have enough testing places? If there is an increase and the health orders are changed similar to Fairfield's, that there'll be a rush on centres, on testing centres, and there's just no capacity to cope and it'll be chaotic.
The government had to act pretty swiftly to try and rectify this situation. Laura, 24-hour clinics have been set up at the Fairfield Showground, Endeavour Sports Park and also the Mounties car park. As for other testing sites across southwest Sydney, many of them have had their hours extended.
Charlotte, thank you.